Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to talk about some rebounds. No, it's not basketball. It's the players on the Detroit Lions that are set to rebound this year. See which ones we think could come back this year from injury and all kinds of other stuff. But first, I got to kick it to one of my main men here, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, Joe? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And you know what you got to do, baby. Subscribe to the channel. Join the family, because we don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. We got your main topic. We got your comment cards. We got Detroit Lions on the Prowl trivia. We got your wall of fame. But first, let me kick to the third man of the team. Who?
Mike Jones. Who's Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started
right now.
There you go.
It's Detroit Lions talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep. Welcome back to the show, people. Now, Mike, tell me who you think could be a bounce back candidate for the Lions.
Yes. Well, actually, I think the first two guys, man, the two guys that I'm really thinking of are just bounce in. You know what I'm saying? Just show you alive. Austin Bryant. He got to show he alive, right?
I have had an Austin Bryant sighting. Actually,
wow!
Coming in for the OTAs, I see him in street clothes all the time. But
right, wow. I mean, hey, if you see him, you can talk to him, ask him what's going on, see, how he feeling, if he's sick today, or But Austin Bryant, man, he got to get in the game. He honestly, he's probably the most versatile defensive lineman / outside linebacker that we have, because he can slide down and play some 5 tech, or slide and play 7 tech, or play outside linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of versatility. He played for a big name school. He played in the biggest games. He got to get healthy. Like, he's like, enough is enough. So that's one. And my other is Julian Okwara. Like, it's time. Let's go. Your brother got paid. You living in his basement. It's time. It's time. He better.
I think he moved out though.
He might have. But I'm just saying, man, it's time for you now. Now you got to kick in. You know what I'm saying? You got to kick in. You got to show us, that you're a jack. You got to play that role. You got to. You know what I'm saying? He's another versatile guy who can. I still think Austin Bryant is the most versatile, because he has the size to play on the line a few positions, and he can slide the outside linebacker. But those two guys are very pivotal in what the Lions defense is trying to do. So
what about Deshaun Hand? I had a Deshaun Hand sighting too in the OTAs as well.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kurt, about Deshaun Hand?
He's one of those guys that he could definitely make the roster. He could, if he stays healthy. We know the whole adage, when healthy. It's just, I was just so happy to see, yesterday, if you look at, they did that the OT, was that the voluntary workouts, and getting ready for the OTAs to start today. I saw a lot of veteran players in the report yesterday, so I was like, wow. Look at that, because a lot of teams, if you guys don't know what's going on right now in the NFL, some teams are, getting everyone in, they're getting, their big name players in, they're sitting out of Green Bay. But Deshaun Hand is one of those guys where I'm looking at it like, he has so much potential, and, coming off his rookie season, but we just haven't seen that production from him, just because he's been on the injured list. He's been hurt. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Lions brought in the sports science people to kind of, temper those injuries, those serious injuries, and, look at what's going on. But Deshaun Hand is a guy, if he's healthy, can wreck shop definitely, and he can, be a good rotational piece, where we're looking at where we would not have a drop off. You know what I'm saying? When we bring in players, the guys rotate in, and there's no big drop off in skill of who's coming in and who's coming out. So you can keep the pressure on those opposing offenses at all times.
Yeah, I also think that there's players that could bounce back because of scheme fit too. Okay, so I think my main guy that I want to see come back this year, because we desperately need that, is Tracy Walker. Yes. What do you guys do? I mean, I think that, he was playing out of position last year, like so many other people with, fatty Matty Patty. So what do you guys think? I mean, who's your guy that you need to bounce back this year? That is a veteran player that hasn't really shown us a whole lot, whether injury or it's, injury or, scheme fit, whatever. So what do you think?
I have two really, that I think that this actually the scheme and then just actually the coaching staff will help have bounce back years. One has to be Jeff Okudah. I want him to do better. Just because of the down year, the injury, and just the lack of really concern for a rookie player. I mean, the last regime didn't give a crap about him. They just threw him out there to the wolves. And the other one, if he can put this down and get on the field and play, Jamie Collins. Jamie Collins is actually a guy who's actually a really talented football player. He's very versatile. He can do a lot of things. The guy can rush the passer. He can play coverage. I mean, the guy is a really talented linebacker, but he just took so many plays off last year. And
we talk about when healthy on this show. Yeah, this is like the thing when he wants to, right?
When he wants. I mean, like when he wants to, the guy can play. But here's the thing for me that really irritated me about him last season in Detroit is that when I saw him in New England, I didn't see that. I didn't see him taking plays off in New England. I just saw him going full speed ahead. And it was something about last year that was, I don't know if it was scheme fit or if it was just like, well, I've been here before, or it just sucks that he just wasn't into it. Like he just wasn't motivated last year. I didn't see the motivation on his face. He didn't play with a sense of urgency. And maybe how the scheme was changed from New England to Detroit, maybe Patricia put his kind of own spin on what he was doing in New England and try to make it, really his own. Well, we did this in New England. Well, I'm going to do this different because this is what I couldn't do while I was there, because we all know Belichick has his hands in everything. And if it's something that he didn't want, no matter how far Patricia pushed it, Belichick wasn't going to buy it.
Right.
Well, who you got, Mike? Who you got for person that you really need to bounce back this year?
You know who I'm about to pick. You already know. Will
Harris.
Will Harris, man.
We know Mike.
Will Harris, don't let me down. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be at you. Listen. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Sheila put me in there with you real quick and leave us alone in that room. Yeah, man. I just think Will Harris is so underplayed. He's been so like, when you out of position and your instincts, you just don't have them. You don't have your natural. He's a box guy. He's a physical, like Quandre Diggs type of, get in your face, stop, run up and make tackles on the running back, that type of dude. And when you back there playing coverage, I just don't think he understands coverages very well. That might be his thing. And him playing that free safety, I think that killed him, man. Like,
yeah, don't you think that's something he might need to know? I don't know.
He does. He does, but just him being the box safety, man. Him stepping up and making plays and being like an extra linebacker when needed to. I mean, you can guard slot receivers, but I just think him second guessing himself really took a lot away. Because I know that for a fact, because when people train me to cook, okay, with one person, I could relax and I could be myself and cook. But then when I was with another person, I was already with that one person. When I was with the other person, they going through the same thing, I was messing up. Because they were rushing me. They were not like, they just weren't going through So I'm telling you, man, it's just I just want to see
Yeah,
him, man.
they
I
weren't
want to
taking
see
the
him.
time and
Yeah,
teaching you. I
The
get
yeah.
what you're
guy,
saying.
the guy I got is Big
Mhm.
V.
You know
It,
what? That is a huge. That's huge. That's huge.
he's huge. But
That's
Yeah,
huge,
yeah.
Jim. And I have to agree with you on that one. Just because of the fact that if he can play up to his pass play, especially when the inside in Philly, that can make a really dominant offensive line for the Lions. We've talked about this several times, but seeing him yesterday, I was like, oh man, that's good stuff right there. Um, I shared a picture in our group, and to see the potential starting offensive line
oh
together,
wow,
oh my god, I was just like, yes,
goosebumps.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's what I
And
want to
Jared
see.
Goff's behind
Yeah.
him going,
Yep.
it's Christmas.
Yeah, because to
Yeah.
have all those guys
Jared
left and
Goff's
right, I
like,
was like,
oh.
I know. I don't know if some of our, some of the family don't know. I mean, like, there's this big thing going around the league where a lot of veteran players aren't reporting to OTAs, or aren't reporting to, and I'm not just talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking about there are some places in the league that players aren't showing up. Because some teams have already done their OTAs and they were at 70 players, 75 players. I think one team was at like 80 or something like that, where their whole 90-man roster wasn't at OTAs. There's a big push from the Players Association, and I don't understand how they're doing this, because it's in the CBA that they're getting players who, because if OTAs are voluntary, don't show up. I'm like, but dude, you put it in the CBA, and then a lot of players, if they don't go to OTAs, they're gonna miss workout bonuses and everything like that. So, and I think that's one of the things that teams could do in their contracts to get players to show up to OTAs, is because they put workout bonuses in, for off-season voluntary workouts and OTAs. But I think it's important for veteran players to show up to OTAs, because it helps with the team chemistry. And I think it's really important for the Lions and other teams like the Lions that have new head coaches, new staffs. You want to get everybody in the building. And I think the Jets was one of those teams. They had I think they had 80 players out of their 90 show up to OTAs. I mean, like, you can't build that camaraderie and things of that nature, sitting on the sidelines. And one of the biggest proponents for people sitting out was Tom Brady. He was like, "Oh, you just don't pitch. A pitcher in the off season in spring training doesn't throw at 100 miles an hour. They just kind of go half and whatever." I'm not saying that. I understand the injury aspect of it, but it's just for the team camaraderie and to be able to install stuff. You're installing new offenses, you're installing new defenses. You want to get your players on the field. I think it's very important. And I think the leadership that the Lions veteran players are showing by showing up to OTAs is making a difference. And they
No,
want to
totally
get those
agree.
new coaches as well. I mean, they got
Right.
these guys are excited to play for these guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that was my point on Big V, basically, was that, if he can play up to form, like you said, the running game should be so much better. Jared Goff's going to sit back there. And you talk about having a cup of coffee? Jared Goff can have a
Yeah.
cup of coffee, order
I
some
hope so.
pizza.
I
But
hope
anyway,
so.
we had to get to the Detroit Lions news and rumors. You have another signing, another offensive tackle. Man, they are addressing that offensive line. They want depth and depth and depth. I think this completes the 90-man roster too. It's offensive tackle Darrin Paulo, and he is 6'5" and 317 pounds. He started 26 games at right tackle and 14 games at left tackle as a senior for the University of Utah. He played by the Saints, which is probably where we know him from. But he was also claimed by Denver and was on their practice squad for a while. I don't think this is a huge move or anything like that. It's a headline, and yes, we got another guy going into camp, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think you put Matt Nelson on notice. Like, hey, you don't have this position like you think you do, because if you did, Crosby would be more expendable than what the Lions, what they said. So since they're holding on to Crosby, well, that's the feeling in the house. Matt Nelson, your job ain't secure. And
Yeah.
Paulo, I think that's how you say his name. He was a first team Big 12 or Pac-12
Pac-12. Mm-hmm.
his senior season. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. He's talented. I mean, and that adds to our Polynesian definitely group here in Detroit. I like the signing. I like the continued competitiveness of the staff saying, "Hey, if you want to be on this roster, you got to compete." And they're bringing in players, and like, if you don't do what you got to do, you ain't gonna be here.
And
that's
it speaks to the depth, though. I mean, look at the depth of the offensive line and defensive line. You include Deshaun Hand and Jay Sean Cornell, which they mentioned as well. You're looking at like a huge rotation at both spots, man. We're gonna get some good competition this year in training camp and seeing who's gonna make the roster and who won't. It's gonna be really, really good.
Cornell's looking healthy. He's looking healthy. And he made a statement on his Instagram. He was like, "I know for the first year was, but we ain't worrying about that. We just gonna go forward." And he's gonna work hard and try to make this roster. So Cornell, that's a guy, man. If we got some talented defensive linemen, if we can get them all healthy, we'll have it'd be some tough decisions for Brad Holmes and company to who they're gonna keep and who they're gonna cut.
It's gonna be some big time stuff. What you got, Mike?
As a D-line coach, this is beautiful. I'm telling you right now,
Mike's down there crying,
man. I just can't, man. Oh my goodness, just to have, because I'm telling you like this, man. The defensive line and offensive line are like the core of your team. Everything else is like the arms and the hands and the legs and the feet. But if your core ain't intact, them arms and hands ain't lifting as much weight. You know what I'm saying? That core got to be tight first. A lot of teams like to try to get big arms and big legs, and then they can't move or do nothing because they got that, but the core ain't straight.
Yeah,
like core.
I got what you're saying.
Get that down.
That's a good analogy.
Workout metaphors. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, Football Outsiders are relatively optimistic about the 2021 Lions and perhaps even playoffs. I heard Luke G say playoffs. I'm not there yet. I haven't had enough Kool-Aid to go there yet, but I am excited. Oh my God, I'm excited. I want to drink. But no. Done it too many times to me. I'm too smart for that this time. Oh, Mike is sipping the Kool-Aid. What do you think about this Football Outsiders report? It's the first national media that's actually gave us any credit whatsoever for even winning a couple of games this year.
Yeah. I'm optimistic, but that doesn't. Reality is saying about 7 wins.
He's optimistic, but not crazy, y'all.
I can be optimistic without being, overly just fanatic about the odds of a really successful season. I think anything really, if we get 7 wins, I'm thinking that's a win. That is a good season for us. Just because of the fact that it was so much turnover. And then you look at this roster, like I said, just about 45% of the roster is just new. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
You're going to, and then new coaches. It could be, you shock the world because
if everything goes right, which never happens in Detroit.
Yeah, because no one is really used to. It's not the same product you see on the field from the Detroit Lions, so it's something new. But I'm not finna go there. But I'm optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, Mike, you just had some Kool-Aid. What do you think about this?
You know what, man? Look, okay. Every year, right? We like, oh man, we're gonna better this year. We might win the division. We're gonna compete for the division. We're gonna do this, and what happened?
Nothing.
Right. So now we like, okay, yeah, we ain't gonna do nothing this year.
Maybe it's the reverse. It's reverse psychology.
Exactly. Every logical Lion fan is like, you know what? We ain't really gonna do nothing this year. I don't see it. Something gonna happen.
There's another.
That's the first thing I thought that the first year of Caldwell too. I was like, they ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, I did too.
I was like, too. Man, we ain't gonna do nothing. I thought about that the first year of Caldwell, and we make the playoffs. So I'm not going there though. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Another report refutes the claim that the Lions offer Matt Campbell a contract. Not going to spend too much time on this. That article was crap. We pretty much all know that, but another report had surfaced, and just wanted to make note of that. I don't really think
shame
we
on
need to
you,
discuss it.
Dodds. Shame on you, brother.
Two Lions. Now this is exciting. Two Lions make the top 32 offensive tackles. Well, guess what? We have two offensive tackles. Panay Sewell comes in at 31, and I think it was Taylor Decker at 16. I can't remember.
Yeah, that one pissed me off.
I agree.
Pissed me off. At 16, the guy was a top 10 tackle last season, but you put him at 16 this year.
Yeah, well, they hate Detroit. They really do.
That's the most asinine take. Because he was the guy with the top. You added him a top 10 tackle, but you put him 16 on your list coming into this season. Boy, that's crazy. And with a better offensive line, all around better offensive line, and you rate him lower than you had him last year.
That is crazy.
Jonah Jackson is going to be better than what he was last year because he's a seasoned second year player. Those two together, that's left side is solid. But you rate him at 16?
I don't understand how they do things either, Kurt. It just for me, I'm just happy they didn't pull a DeAndre Swift on them guys. I really am. I was that shocked me that he wasn't even on 32. 32. Oh my God. What do you got, Mike?
That says one thing to me. That they think that 6 rookies is gonna come in and be better than Taylor Decker. Well, Taylor Decker was like number 8 last year, wasn't he? 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think it was 7 or 8.
So that means so they're basically saying 7 or 8 rookies are gonna come in and be better than Taylor Decker because they're not saying that people are gonna get better. I hope they're not thinking that people are gonna magically get better like they're magically delicious. But you know what I'm saying?
Charms.
That's all they're saying. They're saying rookies.
They got a couple guys that's returning off injury, and then, like you said, rookies. But I just don't see it. I don't.
I agree with you.
I don't see how your guys top 10 and just get moved on from that. Yeah.
Okay, let's walk over to the Wall of Fame. And who you got? We got a change today for the Wall of Fame.
All right. People, Detroit Drew, Midwest Alliance, Bubba Bo, John Kapler, Detroit Lions Talk with Michael Mike. What up, Mike?
Mike.
Sub-Z, Trap City Boys Entertainment, Art Allen, Bob Garakis, Crystal Wiley, Steve Castillo, Brian Stover, John Martin, Jimbo G, and the Latino Lion make our bronze member list. For the silver members, we have Nomis J, Jason Portis, Cap Ice Cold, and moving up from bronze to silver was the Batman of the 313. And we got Gold Lions. All right, for our gold members, we have Bob Croso, North End Ken, Jess and the D, Larry McQuiston, Randall Flag 606, Miles Gibbs, Randy Prince, the Gridiron Blitz, and you know who it is, the Doctor. Dr. Detroit is always in. For more information about joining the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button or down in the description, or click the logo at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, today's trivia question is Detroit Lions on the Prowl trivia. What famous, tragic, historic event happened on the same day William Clay Ford took ownership of the Lions? Go to Kurt.
He took ownership. No, I'm just playing.
That's exactly what I thought.
It was the 60s. And a tragic act that happened in the 60s. We're looking at November. The Kennedy assassination happened the exact same day as William Clay Ford.
What an omen! That's crazy, isn't it?
That is
touch on
that had to be the worst. That had to be like the bad omen. Like you take over ownership and that thing happens. That's like one of the worst.
But which is the worst tragedy? No, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't even play with that. But I'm telling you though, it was.
I mean, but has been really bad day in history. For that,
Always
I mean, for the worst act of domestic terror in U.S. history, pretty much, assassination of the president, one of them, and then, Yeah, William Clay Ford. Man.
Wow, that
I
I
mean,
did
it's
not
not
know that.
it's not equal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
It's
you know
not.
you have the
I mean, that Lions thing is terrible.
assassination down
Oh.
here up here, and then you have the William Clay Ford thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's not two, but it's like 2B or something like that.
Yeah,
For the
but
William Clay
diehard
Ford.
Lion fans like, I knew it was something. I had a feeling there was some mojo going on about that
That's
Willie
that
Clay
mojo right
Ford.
there. That's that bad luck mojo right there,
Yeah,
baby.
man,
Yeah, so the
that's
answer
bad.
is the Kennedy assassination is your answer for today. The winners are on Facebook, Pete Ledesma, and on Twitter, Joe, Vugtavine, I think is how you say that. And as we do, we butcher names here. That's what we do on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. So, so I'll just go back to doing what I do. Okay, question of the day is a really easy one, and I shouldn't do that first because we probably should do the comment cards first. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So let's hear what you had to say about yesterday's show. You go to your comment cards. Jim, who you got first?
I got Geo Raider. It says, unfortunately, the news, quote unquote, about a non-existent contract offer goes back to guests from Friday's show about how writers write to their readers and how a portion of the Lions fan base are always negative. It was the perfect excuse to use same old Lions.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
That's a great comment.
Interesting. That is a very good comment.
I love that. All right. Matthew Ferguson says, journalism needs a ethic board in the same sense that lawyers have the bar association, but they do have ethics standards, but it's definitely in extreme cases. And like the reason why like fake news outlets like the National Enquirer don't adhere to the fake news is because of the fact that it has to be in extreme cases, and it could be written as parody, and that's how they get away with that stuff.
That makes sense.
Shame on them. Chris Mitchell, love the new graphics and putting up the comment card, looking sick.
Thank you.
Okay, great show as ever. Best Detroit Lions show out there. Hey,
Thank you,
Chris. Thank you, man. No doubt. You guys give more love and recognition back to the fans than any other show. So we feel that we feel and just want the best for you guys. Man, and you know what? That has been a focus. I know Jim has brought that up many a times that he's like, man, that has to be our main focus. We have to read the comment cards. We have to put up the wall of fame. We have to do these things to make the people feel like they're a part of the show. That's how you retain viewers. That's how you show love. And we have the Wednesdays, man. We just trying to give back.
That's right.
Because it's all love, baby. We got family right here, baby. This is family.
It's so important. You know what I'm saying? When people are listening to you and they're spending their time watching your show and they make comments and stuff like that, you have to give back to those people because without you, there isn't us. That's just the way it is. You know. Yep. So I'm going to read this extremely long comment from Jeffrey Militzer.
Yeah, it took up like 4 graphics. I love this one.
Let's get to the first one.
Let's go.
A couple of thoughts on today's show. The real harm of fake news can really cut deep. In this case, it can not only impact the Lions fan base and organization, it can reach Iowa State recruits. If a kid thinks the coach, and by extension the staff, is thinking about leaving, these kids may pick a different school with more stability. Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And the bigger issue is that the original story always is more far-reaching than the retraction and the fallout to the reporting organization. That makes sense. So when you make a story, the impact is immediate. But when it's found out that it's fake, not everybody knows it's fake. You know, we put it out there. A couple other people put it out there, but not everybody knows. So I mean, that could have impacted some people at Iowa State. Didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
The thing that excites me about the new organization is that we are identifying from top to bottom people that have played, that play or played, understand, and are extremely passionate about football. So you're getting highly skilled coaches and players that not only love football, they play or played at a high level and eat, drink, and sleep football. Yeah, I agree with that too.
Mhm.
I agree with that too. We got people that are football people who have drafted and got football people. And that's
Mhm.
Yeah.
it is something when you look at some of the players. I don't want to get
Yeah.
into this argument, but for me, it was a running back that recently got released that
Mhm.
I didn't see it from him. That love of football, the love of the game, and just I'd do anything to be I'm just so grateful to be playing the game. It was something I didn't see, so we're not going to go
Right.
there. The
Right.
negative of this, especially with the coaches, is if the Lions succeed, we will see our coaches moving on to new and better opportunities. However, I can see Dan Campbell bringing in aging vets that have coaching aspirations to mentor with the staff and move into the organization after hanging up the cleats. We're building a foundation now, and hopefully it supports the future. There's something I got to say about that. Okay, so in our structure, we do have a lot of players that could become coaches and stuff like that, but we also
Mhm.
have people that are older people that are mentoring them here.
Mhm.
That could take over and move into those slots if those people decide to move on. We've set it up as a structure where we have both up and comers and we have veteran people. So
Yep.
we've got both, and it's a nice mix and stuff like that. I think Dan Campbell will not find a shortage of coaches. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, and I think he's the draw. I mean, even if they guys leave, other guys may want to come in. Coaches may want to come in just because they want to coach under Dan Campbell.
Yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
we've ever had that here.
Nah.
Not
All
that I
right.
know of.
Big West Kevin says this year's the Lions will show improvement, and next year they will draft more talent and sign good players. With their extra cap space, they will contend. Perhaps then the media will write some positive stories about us, and the rest will give us a break or two instead of screwing us.
Well, if
Yeah,
2014 was any indication, or 2015, I don't. No.
yeah. But I like the point. Hopefully, we can just garner some respect around the league. That's what I see in his comment.
I think so too.
Mhm.
Harpazo snatched. I hope that's how I say it. Harpazo snatched.
Mhm.
Big V in his prime. Oh, Big V is in his prime.
Mhm.
That's what I said yesterday, man. And as far as Adam Schefter, I think that's who Adam S
Yep.
is.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
just trying to get people to listen to him. Fake news is all over the place. That's why I listen to you guys.
Oh,
Thank
We
you,
appreciate it.
man. But I'm just like, well, we understand the fake news, but when you Adam Schefter, you ain't got to do
You
that.
know what? You know what though?
You ain't got to do that.
I think that was. I think, to be honest with you, I think that may have been above Adam Schefter. I think that may have been where we need something to kick off this draft coverage, and it is kind of bland. We're in Cleveland, it's raining.
Okay.
We need something to pick up the ratings for the draft. So Adam, come give us something we can put out there.
I
just
agree.
think that may be
That
one of
could
those
be.
things.
I think so too. It's just not his style usually to do
That's
that.
not you. Yeah,
He has
that's
done
why
it
I said-
before, though. We'll say he's done it before. So, I mean, it's not like he's never done it or whatever. But anyway, question of the day. We'll get to that now since I screwed it up earlier. The question of the day is, what player do you need to have bounce back this season to help the Lions do whatever you think they're going to do this year? We'll just put it that way. And now we're going to go to the favorite part of my favorite part of the show, the dessert with my man Curt.
All right, so we always talk about how we have family right here, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. But yesterday, your man Curt got a big surprise. My daughter Sharice was in the live chat during the premiere yesterday. She didn't even like sports, but she tuned in to watch her pop do his thing, and that means the world to me to have my family in my actual family in the premiere of the show, man. That just warmed my heart to so much degree, because she watches the show. She doesn't like football. She doesn't like the Lions. She didn't even watch sports, but she just wanted to tune in to see her old dad do his thing. So shout out to my daughter Sharice for showing up yesterday in the show, man. And my heart is filled with joy when that happens. And for everyone that I know that joins, I have people who former military members that I've served with, or just friends that I know that watch the show or just subscribe to the channel. My nephew Mario, he's a former, he's a veteran. He's a Lions fan as well, but he's subscribed to the channel, and just to see my actual friends and family come over and support the show, man, that does my heart absolutely good. So that's my dessert for the day. Thank you for the love, people, and to my daughter Sharice, thank you so much. Dad loves you.
That was awesome, man. I seen that too. I just, you know what? There's just certain things that just warm your heart. That was one of them for me. Okay, guys. My final thoughts for today is this team could be actually good. I'm trying not to go there because we've had so many disappointments in the past. But the offensive line and defensive lines are looking really good. And I don't know. I'm still at 5 to 7 wins, by the way, but we'll see how it goes. The other thing is we have tomorrow, we have at 3:00, we have our gold member Zoom call. And man, I'm telling you, if you're not a gold member, you might want to consider upgrading because of the fact it is so much fun. We get to know you guys on a personal level. And I had so much fun with North End Ken last week, Dr. Detroit. We have fun with Randall Flagg, Miles Gibbs, people that come in and we just chat. We just have a good time. And it's a lot of fun. So if you guys want to, upgrade to gold or become a gold member, and that's in the join now button down there. Also, Free for All Friday coming up. You never know who's going to show up. And we're still waiting on that big news. I can't reveal it yet, but we're still waiting. And hopefully we'll get that news sometime this week. All right. That was my stuff. What do you got, Mike?
Yeah, man, today is a beautiful day outside. I can tell by how the day is starting. And I'm gonna switch it up, man. Hey, it's time to start them gardens. If you already haven't started, the humidity is in. I know my wife got all her little things started. I got a few of my little things started, man. And we about to get this garden rocking. And it looks like when you look in my backyard, it looks like a garden, like we sell stuff to people. But it's not. That's just for us, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, man, start your gardens, man. Eat fresh, eat cleaner, be happy, about that, man. Like we grew our own lettuce last year, man. So you can do whatever you want to do, man. Hey, Take it back old school.
Yep. We're doing the same thing in our house. We have corn, we have cabbage, we got kale, we got lettuce, we got tomatoes, cucumbers, wherever. We got so much stuff growing out there. Shout out to my wife for doing that, starting our garden. My final thoughts for today is OTAs start today. Man, I'm so happy to see the Lions back in the building, and so many of the Lions players have showed up. I think maybe almost a complete roster is in Allen Park for the first OTAs that start today. So I'm very happy with that. And I'm happy to see the guys that's in the building and just to see who's going to bounce back. So, this is the topic of the show. Who can make that jump from year 1 to year 2, and who can bounce back from a down season or injury? So that's my thoughts for the day. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You're home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And it's Tuesday. It's two-piece Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, whatever you're doing, however you're enjoying your lunch. Thank you for rocking with us right here in Detroit Lions on the Prowl. So, finish that Coke, finish your drink, finish your pop, whatever. And you know what you got to do. Please, if you haven't done so already, join the family, subscribe to the channel. We don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Go over to bellyupsports.com and check us out over there as well. And while you're over there, check out some different podcasts and some great articles written by some talented writers. And go over to fanatics.com. Click the link in the descriptions. Get some fresh gear like your man Curt, because I know I switch it up all the time. And you can get some great cash back from that program as well. And a portion of the proceeds from that link go to help us grow the content on this channel. It's Tuesday. Get back to work, people. Work hard, play hard, and whatever you do, you know what you got to do, baby. You got to boss up. Ball out and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, Mike and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.